Welcome to another little tale. Hopefully you find this one humorous and smile at it. As always, be well. On a narrow cobblestone street tucked between a bookshop and a tailor's shop stood a restaurant with a polished brass sign that read, Pantheon and Pantry, fine dining by the formerly worshipped. Inside worked three proprietors who, depending on who you asked, were either culinary geniuses or a health and safety nightmare. First there was Hermes, maître d', sommelier, and the fastest waiter in the known universe. He could serve 12 tables before a customer blinked, though sometimes he forgot which table ordered what because he had already lapped the dining room 3 times. Then there was Loki, head of creative kitchen innovation, which mostly meant he improvised dishes that technically shouldn't exist. And finally there was Ganesha, the calm and thoughtful pastry chef whose desserts were so good that food critics occasionally wept. On this particular evening, the restaurant was packed. Candles flickered. Diners whispered. A violinist in the corner attempted something dramatic. Hermes zoomed past a table. 2 ambrosia risottos, 1 thunderbolt steak, and someone ordered the vegan nectar salad without the nectar. A diner blinked. You just said that 5 seconds ago. I did. Hermes checked a notepad. Ah yes. That was lap 2. In the kitchen, Loki leaned against a counter stirring a bowl with a wooden spoon that occasionally turned into a snake. Tonight, Loki declared, I will revolutionize the soufflé. Ganesha calmly whisked egg whites nearby. You say that every week. And every week it becomes slightly more revolutionary. Hermes burst into the kitchen. Good news. The food critic from the Divine Times is here. Ganesha's ears perked. The one who described my cardamom pudding as spiritually enlightening. The very same, Hermes said. Loki grinned. Then tonight's soufflé must be unforgettable. And that was when the incident began. It started small. A faint rumbling. A strange vibration in the floor. Then the restaurant chandelier began swinging like it had opinions. A diner looked up nervously. Is that normal? Hermes peered out the window. Oh. What? Ganesha asked calmly. Hermes scratched his head. So, minor issue. Define minor, Loki said. There appears to be a giant cosmic goat stuck halfway through the kitchen wall. Everyone paused. What? Said Ganesha. Crash. The back wall exploded inward as a massive celestial goat head pushed through the bricks. It bleated. Very loudly. B. Plaster rained everywhere. In the dining room, diners gasped. One tourist whispered, Is this part of the experience? Hermes groaned. Oh right. That's from the Norse realms. All eyes turned to Loki. Loki raised a finger. In my defense, I may have once borrowed a chariot goat from a certain thunder god. You stole it from Thor, didn't you? Hermes said. I prefer the term temporarily rehomed. The goat shoved farther into the kitchen. Pots clattered. Flour exploded. B. A waiter ran in. Table 6 wants to know if the goat is gluten-free. Meanwhile, the critic was scribbling furiously. Remarkable theatrical dining. Back in the kitchen, chaos erupted. Hermes zipped around trying to move pans before they were crushed. Ganesha calmly stepped forward. Let us remove the obstacle. He gently tapped the goat's nose. Friend, the wall is not a door. The goat blinked. Then sneezed. A hurricane of flour blasted across the kitchen. Everyone turned white. Loki now looked like a powdered ghost. I look fantastic, he said. But the goat was still stuck. Hermes tried pushing. The goat pushed back. They bounced. Ganesha sighed. Perhaps we try teamwork. Loki grinned mischievously. Oh, I have an idea. That sentence never ends well, Hermes said. Loki snapped his fingers. Suddenly the goat transformed into 3 smaller goats. Unfortunately, they were still halfway through the wall. Now 3 goats bleated. B. 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 Diners were now openly filming. A woman whispered, This restaurant is amazing. Hermes grabbed Loki. You made it worse. Technically I made it more goats. Meanwhile, Ganesha calmly continued whisking egg whites. Hermes stared. The kitchen is collapsing. Yes, Ganesha said peacefully. But the souffle batter is at a delicate stage. One of the goats chewed a menu. Another stepped into a mixing bowl. Loki attempted to shoo them. Hermes ran laps around the room tying the goats together with napkins. Finally Ganesha clapped his hands. Enough. The room fell quiet. He gently lifted a fallen tray and placed the souffle dish in the oven. Then he turned to the goats. With a calm smile he spoke. You are welcome to dine, but not redecorate. He snapped his fingers. In a soft shimmer of golden light, the goats popped free of the wall and vanished back to wherever cosmic goats go when they're not ruining kitchens. Silence filled the wrecked room. The kitchen looked like a flour tornado had hosted a rodeo. Broken pans. Cracked tiles. Half a wall missing. Hermes collapsed on a stool. Well. Loki brushed flour from his hair. That was invigorating. A waiter peeked in. The dining room says 10 out of 10 for entertainment. Just then. Ding. The oven chimed. Everyone turned. Ganesha opened the oven door. Inside. A magnificent golden souffle rose proudly above the rim of the dish, impossibly tall and perfectly fluffy despite the chaos. The three gods stared. Hermes whispered, "How is that even possible?" Loki leaned closer. "Did you use magic?" Ganesha smiled. "Only patience, balance, and perhaps a little divine timing." They carried the souffle out into the dining room. The customers erupted into applause. The critics stood up. Spectacular. A daring performance piece about chaos and culinary perseverance. Hermes whispered to Loki, "We should absolutely pretend that was intentional." Loki nodded. "Next week we add a dragon." Behind them, through the broken kitchen wall, a small goat poked its head back in and bleated softly. "B." Ganesha sighed. "After dessert." Hopefully you have enjoyed our little tale. Hope that you did. Until next time. As always, be well.